One love, Delta9 travelers. Welcome in to the International Digital Connection. I want to thank you for being a part of this live presentation as we jump back into all of these very important and trending headlines. Big up to all of those who are joining us right now on Delta9 Media. Now, on your way in to the connection, please and thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Hit that thumbs up button. Cost you nothing, but it will keep you connected with everything trending in Guyana and in the diaspora. If you can hear me and hear me clearly on your side of the globe, drop a 9 in the comment section for my body. Drop a 9. Let me know that I'm coming through and I'm coming through clearly on your end. All right. I see persons are in the live from early. Frequent travelers are in the live from early. Ross Levi, one love every time. Thanks for being a part of the live presentation. Big up yourself. Belly, one love. As we jump into these headlines, right, quick and fast, getting straight to it, because we got a lot of content and a lot of headlines to update one another with.
Very good. Tell them what happened 15 years ago.
So 15 years ago, you give your house flat, I go tell you, I had 9 children. Continue building, I got a 200,000 loan in the area when you had your project thing.
Yes.
I put on the roof, when you had the building.
Then you build a house, you live in a house,
Yeah.
and now you put down the shop.
Put on the shop.
And tell them how you put down the shop. What you do with the grant.
300,000, yeah, they put on the roof for the shop.
See that? That's how you make your investment. All right, great.
Thank you. Feel good, man. And I encourage my 9 children to vote to the president.
All 9 of them, you encourage them to vote for me.
All them.
That mean they got to vote. This mean they got to vote PVP Civic for the rest of their life.
I telling you, you hardly read this? Big up yourself, Delta9 travelers. Welcome in to the International Digital Connection. 15 years ago, 9 kids, and you heard it right there. What y'all think about that? Plus, we got some more headlines to get into, because the leader of VPAC is highlighting this right here. What y'all think? Let's jump into these headlines quick and fast.
The chicken industry and the how you variation of prices and what causes shortage, etc. to chicken. Then our chicken mafia and all this kind of thing.
James Bond and Sherwin Older and our good brother Mark DeFrance was on the live yesterday. It was brought to my attention. I've never had any issue with these guys crossing over because that's their democratic rights. Notwithstanding the fact James Bond pointed to himself yesterday as one of the agents. Again, that's their prerogative. I'm new into politics. The world knows this. What caught my attention is our brother James Bond here didn't respond to a comment I've made recently, but I've chosen to point to the fact that have you ever listened to what VPAC has been putting out recently and the fact that they have no merit? Given the experienced politician that he is and the fact that he's here to serve the people like he himself would have admitted, I believe he's an experienced politician. I want to bring a challenge to James Bond of some of the recent things that I would have said, or we would have said at VPAC. Our most recent comment for the last 5 days spoke about pensioners. This man committed to serving the people. So we are now going to put a challenge to him of confirming the factual statement that we would have made. So the recent statement made, and using his parliamentary seat, I want James Bond to tell the people his thoughts on if these numbers are accurate. Our pensioner and people that are on disability to date, we have claimed are being undercompensated. And we would have published numbers. The last budget is 1.5 something trillion, close to $1.6 trillion. So I hereby ask these two parliamentarian and his brother below, who has now joined him on the winning side, on the good side, on the side that cares for the people. Tell the Guyanese people, if the gas price is really 6,000 plus about 2,000 transportation to go get it for a pensioner, because most of them don't have a car, do it cost them approximately, if they're to buy 5-pound meat chicken at the end of the month, 3,500, 5-pound beef, about 7,500. Their internet, I had 9,000, someone said 11,000. I would have put medication of $10,000, light, GPL 5,000, and the water 5,000. Having a tray of egg, one tray, came up to $50,000. I don't know if James Bond lives in Guyana and if he can confirm if that's what it costs. Now, if those items cost a pensioner $50,000 and they're currently taken home or being given $46,000, are we telling the truth here or are we lying? And what is it that he would have done, since he has been on the winning side now? What is it that he would have done, since he is now on the winning side, the side that cares for the people, to change that reality? Mind you, a bottle of gas and everything I would have just mentioned don't cost any different amount when we move it over to the people that's on disability. So how are they supposed to make it through the month? And what have you used your voice? What have you done since you've been on the winning side to help these Guyanese people? Secondly, as an attorney at law, we would have spoken lately spoke about $121 billion that we've seen the opposition leader expose. Now, I challenge Attorney James Bond to look into and come back to the public and speak to the young people of this country who have been left behind, who have been only given selectively a $15 million contract. Explain to the Guyanese people the procurement law and tell the Guyanese people how much contracts was given out to date, dollar amount, to the big contractors, the ones that people are accusing this government of friends and family, the oligarchs, and how much was given to small contractors. Let us start with the 120 billion, 21 billion in Region 3, which would seem to suggest that 24 billion of that should now be given, 24 billion should now be given to small contractors. So just the contracts that was issued in Region 3, we are now to see 24 billion, 24.2 billion. Can Attorney James Bond tell the Guyanese people where VPAC was wrong in stating that 20% of all state contracts must be given to small contractors? Can he tell us to date the dollar amount that was given to the big wigs and the dollar amount that's given to the small contractors? We're not going to waste any time with him on the chicken. Instead of asking the minister why he changed his statement twice, 1 minute it was an import, next minute it wasn't an import, the next minute it was import because of the shortage. He should do his own little checks. But since James Bond has, again, been doing such a good job, as he would have stated, encouraging or acting like an agent for people to come, maybe he too can tell the Guyanese people, what is it outside of why they would have crossed over? I am not saying for their own benefit. What is his track record that he can say he would have actually done or put in place to help the people that he is there to serve? The reason why I'm challenging him on this particular aspect is I saw him sometime last week sitting with some young people that he is there to represent. And there's a brilliant idea that VPAC would have put forward, and I can put them forward here again, in the development bank, where law should have been put in place. Him being an attorney would understand the bill was stable. And I believe there's certain things that should have been done to allow this bank to benefit all Guyanese in a more transparent manner. But when he was asked about the bank, he then, using his parliamentary seat, is telling the young people that I will bring the minister. So I am here to question Mr. James Bond. Are you now saying that you are there as a parliamentarian, and you vote aye, and you has not even stopped to see what is it that you're voting aye to, because if you did, you voted this bank into law. You cast your vote. They did not say James Bond didn't vote in their favor, which means you did. And you couldn't explain to these people how will they benefit from this bank. It tells me that you don't even know what you vote high for. So humbly, I'm asking him, what is it that you're doing, and your brother below, and what change have you put forward? Because if you were on one side and you chastise, or you constantly condemned the PPP government for their failure, and you have now flipped side because you are there because you have decided to work with this government and the rest of you, and the rest of the list that's crossed over with you. What is it that you guys would have done differently?
I'm telling you, that's the question coming from the leader of VPAC. Yeah, think about the Delta9 travelers, because we analyzing it, you know. It's almost a year in, almost 1 year in, and I'm wondering if persons are satisfied with what the government and how the government has been performing recently. You know, as we continue to analyze what's going on with these very important and trending headlines right now. Listen, recently, this went down in Linden.
Residents, it does appear from the looks of things that we're going to have to take evasive action pretty soon. Protesters and police are tugging at each other to open the gate. The protesters have clearly outmanned the police. The gates are pushed down from the Watuka guest house. The protesters are barging their way into the compound led by opposition leader Azruddin Mohamed. This is the scene unfolding right now here at the Watuka guest house. They have...
Listen, and after the protests and everything that went down at the Watuka guest house, Linden suddenly getting a strain when it comes down to blackout and all other complications. And the leader of the opposition is right now on the ground speaking with persons affected. Let's get into these details, because all of these things can be a coincidence.
The right thing.
Exactly.
Don't give the people of Linden the wrong expression that, hey,
yeah,
we sucking up all this fun. We can never be, look, we got one motor working, you know. 10-inch. You see, three-phase arm. So they gotta get it right, man, in terms of explaining to the people of Linden what really causing this
exactly,
and why the whole of Linden can't get current at the same time.
No problem. We're gonna visit some other sawmills. We have more behind here. All right.
The one like I said, group.
Yeah.
And if they take too long, the house will push straight. They have a 5 more.
Yes. No problem.
One love, Uncle Eiffel. Welcome on to the flight. Thanks for tuning in and for being a frequent traveler here with us.
So as you can see, the owner of the sawmill, he just confirmed that he's off the grid. And although all the sawmills off the grid, they still have power shout, power low.
So the claiming is the sawmill, but the sawmill them ain't even on the grid.
You know, 32 sawmill competing with 13,000 households. A number of sawmills would have reached out to me, Mr. Mohamed, to indicate that, look, we don't want to be in conflict with the community. We understand that the consumption is more than what is being produced, and so we want to clear up a number of stuff. You guys come on the ground, see the sawmill operation, see some of us, we already bought generators, some bringing in, as we just saw when the live start. I'm now bringing in, we could go over there. Yeah, some now bringing in their genset to come off the grid because they don't want to be, you know, in conflict or be the cost of Yeah, be the cost of persons, believing that the sawmills are the one that causing the problem. So they want to make sure that we get it clear. Also, a number of them would have indicated, and from my training Kokwani also was concerned because they have to also sell lots to these sawmills. And if these sawmills close down, we saw behind me a truck is now coming in from the Kokwani area there with logs. And so if that happens also, person in those areas might not be able to provide for their household, for their families and so on. So we need to strike a balance and, you know, yeah, why the two is not going hand in hand, why we're not getting enough electricity to supply the entire community. Because these sawmills, they are sensing this morning, we're getting calls that, look, I received messages from sawmill people now who said, I want to be victimized, keep me anonymous, but we are off the grid since Tuesday and we don't want to be in conflict with the community. We don't want to be put against the community against us. So that's why myself and Mr. Mohamed is here on the ground to see the sawmills operation firsthand, to see how they're generating, what power they're generating, because now they're supposed to be off the grid. And, clearly we see the young man bought a genset there for almost $9 million. We also saw another man who just bringing his own, and so we come into the rest to see how they're generating electricity. So now the government got to tell the people exactly where's the problem because they want to foster some sort of lie on them, and what system they will put in place until we able, because the consumption capacity is here. We have to meet it, but the solar system will not be in place probably till next year. So the government have to say what they will do.
This is another sawmill, and they're off the grid presently. They're off the grid presently. So let's visit another sawmill. Yeah.
So there's one little trucks. This fella here that driving here, he's a Linden, going for a study, so he's here to drop off logs. So it's important that the operations they go on so that our people can also supply the logs. One thing I will emphasize, and I'm talking to I want drum the chain of command, Now I come to you for tracking this map. I want drum the chain of command to come back to the of the beginning. I want I the command. Mohamed,
All right, so
yes, there's one who come to drop off with the labor, doing labor for a while now. So Linden, we gotta understand that both our people, they have to supply logs to these sawmills. What I will say about one sawmill explained to me this morning, like Mr. Boring, since the Demora the bridge would have reduced our capacity of what can cross the bridge, we had to come closer to the logs. And that is the reason why we in Linden, right? We're not just in Linden for the cheap electricity. I will also advocate to them to say, well, if your cost of production went down, please ensure that Linden benefits from this also. Ensure that Linden get wood material, building material at a reasonable cost. So I will ask the sawmillers to do that. Look at the operation, look at the operational cost, and to ensure that wood prices are an affordable, so that person can able to purchase. Yeah, a person can able to purchase wood at a reasonable price because is probably a win-win for everybody. You come closer to the wood. There's yes, cheap electricity, etc., etc. So Linden should also be benefiting from the final product, which is the building material. The sawmill area is silent, so they're not working. Some sound in the back.
So all the sawmills down.
You wanted to get that sawmill in the Scotland, but
So that is why we're on the ground. We want to prove to the government, to this wicked and deceitful, treacherous administration, that although all the sawmills not working presently, there is still load shedding in Linden. So they need to be honest. They need to let the people of Region 10 know exactly what is the problem. They need to know exactly what is the problem in Region 10.
This one of the things in Linden now. A lot of people calling, complaining about damage. I know I lost two microwaves. A lot of person calling and complain of damaged fridge, damaged AC, and all these different stuff that person being damaging. Some person attributing the recent fire to, waiting to hear the report. Let me do an put that out there yet. But to see if any one of them is electrical, because I understand the latest fire, the person is calling and complaining about it. They're calling and complaining about some line and sparks and these different stuff. So we're hoping that, that did not cause the problem. A lot of stuff is damaging. Yeah, a lot of persons getting damaged stuff. I see persons asking, is it we coming over to Wisma? We coming over to Wisma, we'll check over there too.
All right. Nothing is going on here, so let's check out the solar farm. We can head over to it.
All right.
Yeah. Sawmill's not working. They can't work because they're off the grid.
So these sawmills them off the grid, but the blackout still continuing. So what really taking place? How come all of a sudden Linden getting a steady blackout? There's something that back in the day, I know Linden was a place that never used to get blackout like that. That's something that I always used to look up to Linden and say, hey, at least in Linden, blackout like that. Now Linden getting a steady blackout. There used to be something that you would look out for in Georgetown. You understand? Now that is something good. But Linden was never a place with a steady blackout like this. So how come persons talking about model village, this, that, and the third? And then you got some of the oldest settlements and they got to deal with this kind of problem over and over again. A number of persons affected and highlighting what's going on. People saying, listen, they ain't even down the grid. So why, are all of these power outages taking place? Trying to suss it out, Delta9 travelers. We are sussing it out. The leader of the opposition is on the ground right now, and there's other headlines connecting to this. You can get into it.
You gotta squeeze it.
No. Go. Wait.
I'm meeting up if they're coming out.
Yeah, so nevertheless, there's also a solar project in Region 10, 4 months in, and there is no significant work going on as yet in that solar farm. So you want to know, the government is saying, yes, the Prime Minister went here, we tell the people of Region 10 that you will have, by the end of this year, you will have the
Greetings.
solar
You're on to Delta9 Media Live.
but 4 months in after the $1 million
Yeah, man, here you. We're going now.
Yes, I be good afternoon. You and all this, just like you and all of the Lions.
Greetings.
Yeah, and big up for yourself. And like I was saying, this thing is not about the kilowatt and all these things that coming from the electrical sector. This is about dictatorship.
Oh.
And from since the other meeting with Mohamed Wakan, rub down the old barrier walking to the compound. My brother, that's when the blackout starts. And the people in the United States understand what it is.
Yeah, it almost making sense. Because remember, me know if you could remember, but I asking you a real question. You ever know Linden is a place to get blackout all the time like that?
No, that's what I'm trying to get to. Because Linden is under different grid.
That's what I know.
The power station was built by the Canadians during the time when they had control of the backside. And Linden never used to pay no particular, especially those who was living in the compound created. They never used to pay like bill.
And last I checked, that was one of the reasons for the big protest that he had, right?
Right.
All right.
Yeah, and now they got the Chinese coming there. The Chinese now is controlling the grid. So whatever PDP tell them to do, they're doing it. But they can't take the money because I have two friends right now. One of them lose a fridge. The wife lose a fridge. He tell me now he got to spend money to buy a fridge. One of them lose a fridge and a microwave. So I'm telling all who listening to this program from Linden, go and buy a sword, buy a couple swords, protector, the good one, not the one in this tiny cheap store. Okay. The good one. You need to add that to any appliance, your TV, your electronics, everything. Because what is there protected if there is a low voltage, it protects the appliance or the electronics from not getting damaged.
Okay.
I'm an electrician by trade, so I could tell you. You see, they're punishing the people because the people that stand up, bro. And the old lady on the video was showing that the Mohamed, with the president, she will sell out. All them taking and she's a big one. You see how you people they're taking up these things in a modern day, rich time. And you coming out and start. So you should have changed the man out here, bro. 100,000 do you roof and do all of the work. Come on, bro. Come on. And 100,000 next year at the hand at the top. Why is it 100,000? Bro, I didn't listen.
This 100,000 was stretching real far. They ain't telling you.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Did
One love. I ain't telling you. When I take on it is bare bullet. You know what I mean? Somebody making up something. Now the question, the poll question for the day, almost 1 year in, are you satisfied with the present government as a Guyanese? Almost 1 year in, are you satisfied with the government as a Guyanese? Are you satisfied with the government as a Guyanese 1 year in? Greetings, you're on to Delta9 Media. Hello?
Yes, good evening. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear, Elder. How are you doing, Mr. Flash Garden?
Oh, very well. Thank you for asking. I thought you would have never asked me that question. Good evening to you and all my black brothers and sisters in Guyana, Flash Garden. Again, I am responsible for what I say, not how you folks interpret. You know, we have to face reality and fact. And in reality and fact, God's words have to come to pass. When you plant pine, you can receive pine. You cannot receive apple or banana or no other fruit when the skin is smooth. We have to face. Remember what happened? We love that East Kenyan girl on the bus. She said it's foolishness. And black people did them of course. Yeah. Mohammed go back how you stop down. It's not because of the protest. Nobody win against the protest. The protest do just do them become nothing. Agents is still working. Judicial go inside there, sit down, talk, we got to talk, do everything we got to do, and he live peacefully. And you know what? He used his power to call the special guy, come and protect me, because you have right. Mohammed only met black man, made them black food pushed up and walking, and he stopped them halfway. When he get them upstairs, and make Xavier them run to the back door and jump in their fancy car and drive away, then sat down and said, something done. Let me win that. And now this guy talk, but nobody will play it. He was with them 28 years. I want a judge to lock up my look. I want them the judge to lock up man. It's so bad. Because of the foolishness. He said, I tell black man, my grandmother, my mother, father, black. I don't care a damn if your mother, father, 1,000% black. But you know what? My grandma used to always call me by my grandson. He said, why you always call me? She said, I'm proud to ask you for my grandson. When my baby used to say, my grandfather. He said, hey, my mother, father, no mother, oh, but God, he believe. Is he mother, stepfather?
But could it be that he was identifying the side of the family that the grandparent was from?
Let me go what I say, what I hear. Okay. He said his mother, father, 100% black. But when he said those words, it's current after Mr. Amsterdam started to bambase him. Then he come up and say, hey, my mother, father. But he never showed us with a picture with he and his grandfather, his black grandfather, or his grandfather said I gave an interview. Anyway, let me move on from that. But Mohammed is the biggest threat right now to black people future. Mohammed and Singh. And that is the look, we've been doing this 28 years. I like him. Mohammed come and do the same thing. Nothing different than the parents still here there. And the same thing he's doing. He only exposed it when he know and what we did not know in the house. Yeah. That was not why don't go in Jackson and put them in front of the same building like time, like why you to Edgel and it's because of the house. Why don't want the black people get free election, all election? Why don't want to interrupt business from the airport when in Jackson? If this is the foolishness run above talk about black man and black people, I got to suffer because the foolishness they are did. And South Africa will always praise run the path because you get guts to come out and tell black man the foolish thing I do. Because black people love parties. You see, Eastern people love party, one party. But black, and them be bad boys. And you guys, black man, now forget your 100,000 pension money. You couldn't have a pension. Thank God for Flash Garden and David Hines. I is the only one who raised that money for, I said, when the government changed, next month, pension will get 60,000.
Powerful.
Them didn't want to have a pensioner.
Good point. But please bring it back to the question of the day, the poll question of the day. Almost 1 year in, are you satisfied with the present government as a Guyanese?
The latest president go back today and hear the story and said no. That is not the question for us, my young brother. A dad, but that for time said no.
Well, I gotta ask a question. You can't assume.
Why black people not going out and protest to get a better life? That is the question you have to answer. A little player you say, no. Don't ask me the question. Encourage me to go out and protest and cut. That is no question for us.
Powerful point. Thanks for calling in.
Thank you very much.
Well, on Delta9 Media, we don't like to assume, because to assume, you can make an assumption of yourself. Greetings. You're on to Delta9 Media Land.
Flash, welcome back. Welcome back, Flash. You have a serious problem, big man, with Mohamed. You have a serious problem, bro. I could hear the bitterness in you. Listen to me. My boy asked you your question. You didn't time to answer the question because the question is not relating to Mohamed, it's relating to the government. That's why you can't answer the question. And some people,
I mean, everybody got their own little views, and they try to be neutral with people. You know,
you asking a valid question which relates to the government, which you have an issue. Mohamed is not the problem of Guyana, bro, or black people. The problem is the government. Mohamed is in no position like the government to make changes in the country. He could only stand up and try to make the fight for the changes to come. We big, bro, you better, you gotta get out to the thing, good man. You see? Look at the name. If your party and mother work here with you, and I salute. You see, that's what I tell people. I say, I don't know much about Abinati. But I will give Granger his flowers because they wasn't that experience of nothing, and he get there and try with nothing. But he didn't have a fair chance, you see, to do what you have to do.
Yeah.
A lot of people just run out of them left because they are opportunity. They wasn't true to the party. That is your problem. Them women. You see? You have any problem to black people?
The thing that I'm wondering is if we're supposed to say, all right, that the opposition leader is the problem, and then that's the largest opposition party, then you have the second largest opposition party that used to make up the entire opposition, and there's no unity in the opposition. How do you counteract what's going on in the country right now? Like, it just doesn't make any sense.
You see, Plastic, a big man, and everybody calling on this one saying you have a problem with Mohamed. Because just now, the question you was nailed on your platform, you asked it, and it shows it's not about PVP, it's about Mohamed and Mohamed. He like, oh, people that vote. No, it's a yes or no question answer. That's what the question. Yeah. I'm pleased with them. No, I'm not pleased with them. You understand? That's what I'm saying.
Sometimes you can't cut off your nose to fix your face. That's the problem that sometimes we gotta watch.
Yes. You see, come on, bro. We don't come on Mohamed and the protest. That's why Mohamed is this, and Mohamed is that, and Mohamed is that. And we know this. Bro, we have one problem. That's the PVP government. And that's all you, as a big man with experience and fighting, the government, the opposition, supposed to focus on.
Yeah.
That is your problem. You see? I hear it.
One love. Thanks for calling in and dropping those insights on the line. We gotta analyze it from a real place, you know. Persons might got their own hang-ups with this party, that party, but there has to be a coalition in the opposition, because the last success that they would have seen is through coalition government. We gotta call a spade a spade. You understand? Big up to all the travelers live with us right now. Greetings, Dion. You're on to Delta9 Media Live.
What's up, my brother? Blessing love to your family. Blessing love to your audience. Albert, big up yourself, my youth. I know the chap name. I can't remember his name. Like Guyana or something like that. Read him.
Who? Oh, the moderator, Rugunat?
Yeah, man, Rugunat or whatever. Big up yourself, my youth. I didn't listen to you.
Yeah.
My brother, they are responsible for what he said, not how you interpret or your views interpret. You see, the whole I said, Flash and Mohamed is that. Remember, Mohamed sell guns to the Apache, right?
Mm.
And there's the problem. Well, Flash gets with Mohamed all the time because remember they sell guns to the Apache.
Mm.
They went in the bosom of the bees,
yeah.
As you will say. And once in the bosom of the bees, you don't mean that you're there put on bed and everything with them. But I asked somebody else though, you're not a best friend?
Yeah.
Growing up in life, and you your best friend in turn enemy?
Well, I don't have best friends.
Or
no.
you still can have your best friend?
No. That's different. Huh? Because we get older, you change friends and accomplice, and things change.
But who people still running away with, bro, is that no matter with Mohamed. Mohamed is still PPP, and Mohamed is this, and Mohamed is the Delta. Right now, we got to guard against Mohamed because at the end of the day, bro, this man's number one enemy threat to the PPP. You understand? And we got to, give him his flower because, no matter what PNC have know everybody do, we never had so much information in years. You might talk about it, but bring in receipts, and that is what's important in any government.
Yeah.
Bring in receipts, and that is what Mohamed was doing all the time. Bring in receipts, and that is what we have to give him the flowers for. We may not like him because I was never a Mohamed fan.
Yeah.
You understand? His mother always teach me, be whatever you get, satisfy with. Don't look for where neighbor get because for where neighbor don't forget his own.
Bye.
So Mohamed wasn't a total to me.
Really?
You understand me, brother?
Yeah.
Yeah. But we gotta stop seeing Mohamed as this, I think I'll tell you, Delta, we undivided. And we see if Guyanese will can't unite, the government will be a laughing stock to we all the time. Or we will be a laughing stock to the government.
That's the
thing. The government don't know. Look what the government do with Granny. Pushing a car station, $100,000 by you the world. And Granny say, yeah, she agree.
You and your 9 children, them got to vote forever for me for the $100,000. I say, oh my jeez, bro.
And yeah,
$500.
Region 6. You just one of them different ethnicity and do them Region 6 and see where the end result you get.
$500 chump change. One law. That's chump change. That was so, I don't know how to look at that, But people analyzing it. Big up to Rogue Renard. Thanks for being a part of the live. Plus, moderation. Insightful moderation, Frequent travelers, persons who support the channel. Thanks for always tuning in. And big up to Shari. Good evening to Delta9 family. Thanks for being a moderator. Well, thanks for being a channel member over here and supporting independent media as we continue to get into these very important and trending headlines. Loretta, thanks for being a part of the live presentation. Fazal, one love. Thanks for tuning in. Mohamed is the government. It's idiotic to assume he lost his stripes. Phil, big up yourself. Thanks for being a part of the live presentation. One Love PA, thanks for being a part of the live presentation. Good evening to the venerable host Delta9 Media and the astute patriots in the chat. One Love. P. Alicak, insightful moderation is on the International Digital Connection. Marcia, welcome on to the International Digital Connection. Thanks for being a frequent traveler here with us. Greetings. Flash, you gotta make it fast so we could move on with the live, but I'm gonna get a chance to say your opinion. Greetings.
Hello,
Flash?
can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you clearly. I'm just asking that you just make the comment a little fast so we could move on with the live.
Let me represent myself.
Yeah, I'll give you a chance to represent your perspective.
Who feels it knows? And you see, I just come here with politics and politics.
Yeah.
There's no way, no matter what Mohamed did now, I will praise him. If Mohamed won the PVP and also sober, one makes it a color in that. I said, look, by no, forget about my problem. But let's come together and all the parties come together and put the PVP them out. But he was a destroyed PNC party. I don't care what people said. It's my opinion and what I believe. We the bad PNC. I will get PNC. No. Mohamed words that 28 years I never get a strong opposition leader. He had one now. And Black man said, yeah. Mohamed words said, don't worry, PNC party finish. But what he said to us, PPP party, he said PPP party would not go back in office. Did you see the difference? You don't have to go to college for learn and for acknowledge the difference what Mohamed is all about. Mohamed's vote is only black man's vote.
I want to ask you a question. Right?
You could ask me any question.
All right. Do you think that the PNC, right now, would be able to win the next election without collating with the other opposition parties?
Listen to me.
Is it yes or no? Yes or no? The other opposition parties win VPAC, Forward Movement.
Listen to me. If black people return back home, if black people stop their foolishness, because we don't have not even a thousand East Kenyan with 1,000 Eastern vote. So be careful when you ask that question.
No, I'm asking it's a two-part question. You know? You didn't answer the question yet, no? Yes or no? What do you think?
I said, win, yes, PNC could win without win.
So last to this one other question quick, right? The last two times that the PNC went into government from the opposition, did they do it independently or did they collate with the other small opposition parties to form the government?
Would you give me time to explain?
No, just asking the question. You could explain, but you just got to answer the question first, then give me the explanation.
I said PNC could win if black people don't kind of vote. But let me explain.
Yeah.
Because the second time you use that word. Listen to me.
Yeah.
When AFC came company market, AFC they was a destroyed them. But when they could not deliver for the people them who left them, let them decide to join to 2015 to become colleagues. And like David Green, I tell you, David Green got hell with the AFC.
Yeah.
Hell with the AFC. Number one, Jagan's son, because I was home there. Jagan's son called Stratman Rat because 2011 PNC and AFCB come together ready to say, you know what? We're going to come together, unite and put out the team. That man walk out to the end. Let anybody come and say, yes, Flash God is right. Look, man, some of you guys don't know politics, and me that much history. PNC could always win. PNC /WPA could win without winning.
But would they still be collating with the other opposition parties?
I've been asking have a coalition party, you see that? I've been asking already have a coalition party. Young politicians who they bring the kids and send me to watch the right. But maybe without time.
So
you know what wins did?
Yeah. So you're saying that they should collate with the other parties, but not the largest opposition party right now. And that's going to give them the opportunity to beat the government that has a large majority now.
Not with win party.
Stifling your conscience, you know. You're stifling your conscience.
Thank you very much, sir.
One love. Greetings. You're on to Delta9 Media line.
Why you keep asking this big man question?
I asked him the realest question because I just want to see what's the rationale behind it. Because we got to think about it. It's like if you're running a race. One second.
Right.
It's like if you're running a race.
Yeah,
but you know, hey, I got to watch two people who running against me in this race. So. And if I do this, that, and the third, I can able to win the race. How are you going to put yourself in a position to lose and then expect that you're going to win? You can't say you're going to move away from collating with the largest opposition party. You're going to collate with the other opposition party and go against the largest opposition party plus the government. And there's not the same thing what just happened in the last election.
There you go. My boy, we young than Flash. But Flash didn't understand we met, you know. Because Flash is too bright for we. Yes, you're too bright, but you know what? We are intelligent set of young men. And we know where we're coming from.
Bro, the strategy can't be vengeance and vitriol and you're holding out for this because it's a diehard. It's about winning and changing the lives and the frustration that person got to deal with over and over again.
This is what I'm going to bring to Flash. PNC cannot win by themselves right now without rigging the election, and that part is wrong. Because I just math when it comes to these numbers. The Indian race is more than the black race. That's one right there. You understand? And the Amerindian race, the Indian race, make it more because the Amerindian most of the time will vote for majority, they won't vote for
what? You don't even talk about the 100,000 people what the pastor don't come and tell the president about. We didn't even start talking about that.
So then you got the Venezuelan. These people, you have listen, you say why Mohamed didn't call nothing. If I am the winner, who got to call? You so not supposed to call Mohamed and congratulate you and say, well, let me do this thing together. Mohamed win this most majority. That's why we are the leading opposition party.
Yeah, this thing about humbleness.
I want to make sense. I'm not talking because like Mohamed, I'm talking because I'm speaking the truth.
Humbleness exalts a nation. And pride is a reproach.
I'm telling you, big man. I love you. Some of your intelligence in your share, but you gotta get out your feelings with Mohamed. Because whatever Mohamed did during the PPP time, he did it because them allow him to do it. But a man could have a different view and couldn't agree no more with what he had to do and realize he's punishing young people.
Real thing.
You see? Now, when Adrian was murdered, was not the leader of the opposition
at that time.
What came out of that? Nothing came. Nothing came out of AT&T. So we talking about what. We gotta put our feelings aside and say we gotta come together. The biggest elephant in the room is this party. And then y'all gotta come and say, hey, you win. You have the majority. If you win the majority, this is what will happen. You president, you from AP, and you gonna be attorney general. You from this party gonna handle this. Y'all come together solidly, honestly, and accept certain positions. That when the time comes, y'all work together and make Guyanese live comfortable. Once y'all do that as a unified party, if the PVP could try again.
That's what I'm saying.
And they would get there, ideally.
One love. With a strong coalition, they got the brains, they got the experience, they got the persons that's connecting with base. You understand? Look at how, right? Greetings. You're on to Delta9 Media Live.
Pick up yourself, my brother. Remember, I tell you one thing that's why the afternoon team lose is because of peddling of these vicious statements. Black man and black people.
Yeah, bro.
Remember, I told you that.
Yeah, bro. That's the thing. You gotta move away
these
from
people come on stage and they preach on that. That's degrading. You know how much hundreds of thousands of people stay home and they go to the PNC or whatever because of that song.
Yep.
Because of that tension.
Bro, I'm gonna tell you something.
You're trying to make PNC a black man party.
You know how much people are me. You know how much people I can't be cool with. You know how much people I can't be cool with because they just get on this type of vibe right there. This black and Indian this and black that and this, and then they call people cool this and they, I can't. It's tired of it. I'm tired of it. You don't understand? Growing up in GT, you got to deal with it through your whole childhood division. Tired of it, bro. Tired of it.
Yeah, look at the bottom line there, though.
Yeah.
Oh, I got ban PPP, PNC, and I got be a dead PNC. Now look how much people don't say that them is ban PPP
and they change. And they get some persons that holding out to, and then where's them going to be? Forever, that's how we gonna live.
Because that is what the standard was at the time. Only when it's election, then you know up and jack.
But yeah,
only when it's election. After that, you go into your neighbor and beg for food, water, tea, wherever. Let's sugar, little rice, and you ain't got time with who is who.
Bro, anybody that could see me on this channel, they know me and know me from little days. They know how we grew up. We grew up through the street with all kind of races. We used to go over by Auntie Rita. When we playing video games, is everybody eating. Sometimes we there the whole night. Then you gone home. Then your friends them come over by you. You understand? They gone over by Mr. Harris. You catch fish. Mr. Harris' wife is gonna fry all the fish. And plus she gonna make puri for we as a little bit. How I could hold these kind of mindset. I wasn't raised like that. You understand?
And that
and
is
it's
what
real stressful.
Another thing also.
Yeah.
I believe also. Anytime nothing is still wrong in the PNC holding that portfolio, PNC gonna go down all the time. And you mark my words, I said it today. You know what I'm telling you? Because that is what made a lot of people leave. And people continue to leave. People are seeing it, they get to that.
A racial divide.
So Mohammed is not a threat.
I ain't saying persons can. Yeah, I ain't saying persons can have pride in their heritage and their ethnicity. It's a must. You shouldn't lose that because you shouldn't try to be like anybody else. You gotta be yourself. That's all you could be. But still, you know, you can't.
Listen to this, when we call the press conference to all the leaders them, all the parties them, why afternoon turn up? Why a representative for afternoon turn up? We cannot tell them don't go.
Well, let's hope that's not the case.
And why you think that the town tell William that yes, he's a yes man for Norton?
At some
You
point,
understand? Back to Linden. We have blackout steady. We used to get blackout steady in Linden, bro. Not enough time. We used to get blackout. But when Bosai come on board, the blackout stop. And now the blackout gone back because war. I feel like Bosai give up the generations them. Them man have 3 generations, bro. And that used to power the whole of Linden. Since the man come on board, Linden stop the blackout. So
and that was wrong what year you remember. If you remember.
Huh?
That was wrong what year if you remember.
I know.
That was wrong what year if you remember.
2005. It's 2003, 2005. 2000
talking 20-something years there.
20. Yeah.
Okay.
You understand, bro?
Yeah.
And Bosai come on board, Linden stop their blackout. We know where it's blackout. And since the government said back thing, blackout again. You keep it show and your show can't go on because war blackout. Blackout. I didn't listening, bro.
One love. Big up to all the travelers live with us right now. Who is in the chat? Who is in the chat? Andrea, thanks for being a part of this live presentation. Big up yourself to all the moderators live with us. Jeffrey, what's going on? Greetings, you're on to Delta9 Media Live.
Hi, good night. But with this flash guard, note what he's saying there.
Yeah.
PNC has to coalesce with when all the opposition has to coalesce. This is the only way we can get PPP out of power. It can get black, Indian, Buck, wherever, Armenian, we have to coalesce. So I don't know what flash garden is saying. Flash garden get us this little term mentality. Those days are gone. PNC they win with WPA. Yeah. WPA is the minority party right now at this time. Dr. I'm trying to build it back, but it done gone fast already. Both done gone fast. We need to coalesce. And I know that these people coalescing and behind the scenes these people are coalescing, but just not coming to front yet. Because I know what would be PPP tragedy or PPP come with some tragedy. So you could say you're coalescing.
Yeah.
And when you hear when get 14 seats, PNC get 15. PNC could say give them when seat and we knock them out. It's a different thing. Just election is not how we see it, you know. It happen.
Yeah.
It's what has happened. You see then with afternoon, AFC give up the seat and get PPP out.
Yeah.
So this thing is want to go. You hear how much speech you get. You don't got to coalesce now. Thank you.
One love. Thanks for calling in and for dropping those insights into the live presentation, right? Persons are analyzing it. We sussing it out. I see a person was calling in. I think I missed one person calling in on 519. Caller from the 519. Give us a call back. My apologies. Another person was on the line at the time. If you would still like to give your views about what we're discussing right here. Coalition. But guess what? This is what persons on the ground is highlighting about the recent developments that was just highlighted on the live this morning from the leader of the opposition about the big company and all of the things that was going on with that.
As a business owner in Guyana, to see a company form and in 5 days win billions of dollars in bids is outrageous to me. It should be outrageous to you too, but particularly for business owners who have to work so hard to make a profit, much as being the black. That's pretty outrageous to see. My company has been in existence for over a year. It does good, but it's not well enough for me to stop working. I'm still working. If you see my jersey, it's wet. It's wet. So not only am I working, I'm still working hard. right?
Greetings, you're on to Delta9 Media Live.
Greetings, Delta. Very, very hot program today, man. You know, all everybody calling in and giving their opinion.
Yeah.
Bro, it's that whole blackout stuff there in Linden.
Mm-hmm.
I saw this guy Indar had a press conference.
Okay.
And he was saying that both sides, they're the one who is controlling the power there in Linden. They're actually getting power from Linden. So Linden is getting power from Bosai. So can you believe in our country the Chinese are controlling your power source in a tongue?
Wow.
That rich tongue like Linden, right?
Yeah.
So now the Chinese can call the shot on what they're doing in your tongue, bro. How sad is that, right? Now, from what I understand, the Chinese has got they're running some conveyor belts and stuff like that. Whatever I don't know if they're conveying this bauxite by conveyor belt right onto the ship, because they're having trucking issues. Remember the traffic and the trucking, they're using trucking and they're using the belt to push that bauxite onto those ships. That's what I'm thinking about, right? So they're using up all their power. They're keeping the power for themselves. In the meantime, Guyanese, born-bred Guyanese have to suffer.
Yeah.
While the Chinese are exploiting us, and on top of that, they're suffering us, right? So, also, I saw with this whole housing stuff, like they're in Caneville trying to remove 100 Guyanese who are, squatting. They're giving them 14 days, brother.
14
right.
days.
These people, they have children. Their school is starting back. You're telling me where those people are going to find somewhere in 14 days, right? And, I sometimes used to listen to this guy, Gavin Matthews, God rest his soul. But some of the things Gavin Matthews said, he's saying, you know what? The things that they're doing to African Guyanese, bro. And this is just a lot of these places, they're doing it. It's a lot of Afro-Guyanese. And you watch that same East Coast, what they're going to do on East Coast with African people also. There's a lot of places there. They're going to go after a lot of places. And like the people have no strength, bro. Like the PPP is just doing what they want. They're just walking over the poor people, man. Very, very sad.
Divide and rule.
And there's some places where Venezuelans are getting outflanked right now, bro. Yeah. Venezuelans, they're squatting and they're not throwing them off where they're squatting, but born and bred Guyanese are being thrown off their place. That whole thing also with Azruddin exposing Irfan's brother. I mean, he's got a Bangladeshi guy or something who was involved in this whole thing. Now we're seeing when they were saying Bangladesh people were voting the election where it all came from. So there's so much stuff going on. The corruption, bro, or alleged corruption in Guyana is terrible. And for me, I mean, Irfan Ali, this man seems to be in everything, bro, in everything. Like this is greed. This is because how much more does this guy want? How long is he gonna live? And for some reason, it seems to be, you can see his hair is getting gray, his sideburns is getting gray. Like, brother, relax and enjoy your life. You're there for, just greed, man. This is greed. Terrible. Also, I saw there's that army guy that spoke to Mohamed. There's the soldier who got shot at the border.
Yeah.
Right? They went after that guy, right?
Wow.
From what I heard, I heard something on Tadaki's program this morning. Apparently, what they did, they put him into some kind of program. They took him away from it and they put him into some kind of rehab or something, saying, so they're now trying to isolate the guy. It's like a form of punishment because he spoke the truth. Right? So
after all of them injuries and the trauma of being shot and all of that stuff, that's real crazy.
Right. And you see, I mean, we're all saying Guyanese have to stand up, But bro, I think it's people's power. But the victimization and intimidation, bro, as soon as you come out, they come after you. So people are scared. The people are being, I don't know how to put it, but it's not, there's so much, and it's like you're asking the helpless people to help you, right? So the people are so scared and so, but I'm hoping, because as I'm saying, the longer these guys stay there, bro, it's going to get more and more difficult to get them out, right? I mean, those sawmills guys now operating in Linden, they're now bringing in generators, right?
Yeah.
They're bringing in they're going to, once they put generators, you know what? They're going to pass their costs on to their consumers. And it's the poor people again who's going to feel it, bro, right? The rich people, they're going to live, the poor in that country are suffering. I saw they removed those vendors from around border. They're doing a cleanup campaign. They told them it's going to be for 3 days. It's been 1 week, bro. 1 week. And as of today, they're still not back in their place. Again, the poor people, imagine those people, they have
you got to make a whole week of money.
They're dealing with perishable stuff. Yeah. They need to know when to rebuy stock, to restock, and how to start selling again. I watched one woman, she was saying she's actually losing 60% of her business right now, bro. Oh. Poor people again. The poor in Guyana is suffering. And when you hear the money that these guys are getting, man, like $12 billion Irfan brother is getting to do. And if you know, there's so many water wells or water things they're building. This guy, they have all the contracts, man. All. Right? I mean, they greed, brother. Then last week or the other day, there's a big racket going on in Berbice with his driver's license stuff. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah.
They're selling driver's license in Berbice, in Springlands, or whatever.
That's the danger. And that's why there's so much death on the road. That's why every time you look around, there's a big accident and a smash up and a crash up, and persons are not taking driving on the roadways seriously, and that in itself, is causing a lot of lives.
Yep. Also, there was a police guy. His name is Cornell. He's with Cornell. He and this guy, there's him and another guy. They're always together. They do like a lot of comedy stuff. Cornell is a policeman. Apparently, his brother died on the Barima, and because he spoke out, he got transferred to the TSU. They're saying.
Oh, right? Wow.
Yeah. Cornell and the other guy, man, they call him, he's the richest man in Ghana. It's an Afro guy.
Yeah, Professor Moore.
Yeah. So the thing is, bro, as soon as you speak out, they're going after you, man. And that's why the people are so scared. Also, I saw that lady who was talking with her finale there about 100,000, what she can do. And bro, as I keep saying over and over, the guy is using Afro Guyanese to do all of his PR stuff.
You think you could do all of it with 100,000?
Yeah, it's just crazy. And Emancipation Time, there's a guy named Eric Phillips. Eric Phillips is some actor or something. Eric Phillips took out a picture with their finale. He took out a picture with Bharat Jagdeep. And these are posters. These guys are using these guys as poster boys to show the world that we are not against Afro. Here's an Afro guy with our president, loving up our president. Here's a woman, an African woman, praising the president. So how can you say there's racism in the country, right? When you're seeing all of these, they're using the people.
There's some amount of racial oppression in the country. You gotta be real. But if we don't step beyond and make sure that the persons that are in power are not operating with that modus operandi, then where is the country going to go? But more of the same that's going on right now. It's clear. Nobody is saying that there's not that kind of stuff going on the ground where portions are being racially profiled and oppressed because of their ethnicity. But the solution to it has to be unity in the opposition, because the opposition is the government in waiting.
Exactly. And this whole thing with Mohammed, I mean, again, I'm no fan of Mohamed. Mohamed did his thing. But whatever he did it all through the PPP.
Yeah.
And if he's gonna turn back against them now, good for him. Do what you gotta do. And you know, and the stuff that Mohamed did, what the PPP is doing right now, bro, is 10 times worse. Mohamed, whatever, yes, it is called organized their stuff, but they did not. People are saying he steal from the people of Ghana. But bro, look at what the PPP is doing. Like an oil-rich country, we got so much resources. I mean, look at what they're doing. You know, Guyana should not be suffering like they're suffering. Like, you know, I feel for those people in Caneville when I watch them, the path they're walking on going in, like some little, the walkway there, bro. Like the house they're living in, you know. It's you know, for the amount of money that country is generating, bro, this should not be like that. Should not.
Definitely.
And again, once again, man, just keep up your great program. You're doing a great job, brother.
Thanks for calling in.
Really,
One love.
Okay, man. Okay.
Insightful commentary coming in from the frequent travelers. I want to say big up to everyone live with us right now. If you haven't already, ladies and gentlemen, thumbs up the live. It costs you nothing to hit that thumbs up button and advocate for everything that's going on right here. That's how you support Delta9 Media in a free way. Rasta Empress, good night, Delta9 Media, and everyone. My light just come on. Oh, I'm telling you, this blackout thing up person's missing the live. One love still. Thanks for tuning in to the live presentation, Rasta Empress. Bantu King, what's going on, buddy? Greetings, we're on to Delta9 Media.
Yeah, man. You see the farm Aliga, right? You know who owns the land for those farms?
Well, we know that we know that it originally is land belonging to the country, right? But then we're hearing that he would have gotten some lease allegedly from the VP. I'm not sure, but well,
that's going on. The land name is in him, and this individual lease on what you call it, a lease without clarifying how much year the lease could go up to. They could be on that land for the next 50 years. The farm, all of them is for pets. The farm is Jagio farm people. You gotta stop saying it's Ali farm because the land lease signature is Jagio lease to him. All these guys is a front for Jagio. All these guys. There's no way Jagio say it, but they got to play along. Because if they get out the hand, you see like the Mohamed, and the Mohamed and all them, you see what Jagio did to the Mohamed? It's easy to be done to them. A lot more than you know what to them Jagio do too. When they get out the hand, take everything back from them because why them is the state. And the state that they will start saying you don't have no proof for this, you back the state. So all these things is owned by Jagio.
That's crazy.
These guys are the minister with the chocolate money. They see things there like Jagio. That's why they could come and tell you the Diaspora cover up. All of them is under the puppet master. So it's not only farm. Yeah, don't get anything. Mohamed said you is only farm. That farm is presented by him. But under the rock is Jagio. Mohamed and them know that. They know career sometimes when he was talking about farm, he started Jagio name in the farm. Yes, right?
Big up yourself. Thanks for calling in and dropping those insights. Andrea, thanks for being a part of the presentation. Andrea saying, I'm going to put that piece in there. Some Guyanese like people money. I'm telling you. Bantu King. change can only come if the people revolt against this government. One love.
Remember we talk about the people in Kingsville.
Mm-hmm.
Just now you turn to Sophia, then you turn to East Coast more. It's just coming down all the time, because these people want you to take your mind off of the farm and concentrate elsewhere.
Yeah.
These people want to take your mind off of what the government doing.
Yeah.
Giving the police, the brother, billions of dollars in contract. That, and reflecting me Delta. What is it the US take out Maduro out the country from us? Not for the same corruption and dictatorship.
Yeah.
So why is that taking out Ali out of the government seat?
Could be a
Look
benefit.
how much billions of dollars we've been robbing your country and getting people step up and this 200 plus thousand people can't come on the street. We live in happy in Guyana, bro. You understand? We happy. Why did the president went to the Indian community? Because he want people to come out here and pitch it out, check out and see how the Indians are here. He want to go in the black community to show people, yes, there's the black ones that love me and I love them. I embrace them. And yet, they can't even wake up with forget a children breakfast when the morning comes. The business, you say you reforming the business, close down the guy looking good, and you set up this and set up that. Things are going on, bro, and we are dying to see anything. How much more one person could do? We looking at what Mohamed went and we used to do. Look at what he's showing you now. Stop looking at the messaging, at the messenger, and look at the message.
Powerful
and that
point.
is what Guyanese people missing. The message.
Powerful point.
We want to look at the message. We looking at the messenger. You know the man me get so fast straight here, we say, yo, it's like I got stop highlighting, bro. Because highlighting and Guyanese people ain't doing nothing. Guyanese people ain't shutting down nothing. Because of time we are undivided. If we are united as one people, one nation, one destiny, the people will make wrongs, all the rings wrong we bro. Because look, this man talk about all the thing with the government do, the shortcomings. Look at this Afro Guyanese. We talk about Mohamed. 3 years ago, Mohamed built the fire station. Look how he's talking about Mohamed's own country, 200 and something thousand, 200 and something more $1,000 for shabby work we done. And this road finished 3 years ago. Look at road we built, billions of dollars, and it's lasting for 2 or 3 months. And you ain't hearing nothing like, well, you show the video this morning, when the government, when the road and say, yeah, what the money they give it for this contract?
Yeah.
Oh, it's only 2 billion.
Yeah.
2 already, 136 billion. Yo, put them out in jail.
And
put the contract in jail. Put the other office in jail. So we won't do that in Guyana. Because we got stuck up to Suku, we got stuck up to GDF, we got stuck up to the police force, and we got stuck up now to the firemen them. So the government don't want anybody. So we can't do nothing until the people, all the citizens of Guyana, come out and march and say enough is enough. Guyana nice bad, bro. I dare live.
One more. Yeah. You gotta call a spade a spade. Right? Let we go. He's saying Flash needs to stop. I don't know. I mean, it's his opinion. So, he might not always agree, but, you know, everybody is entitled to their own perspective. But I can't really see how we speaking on is going to work comes 2030, 2031 if we go in that direction. Venezuela wasn't giving US nothing, but Guyana giving. So Venezuela wasn't giving nothing. That's why Maduro ended up there. I'm telling you. Keith, big up yourself. Welcome into the live presentation. Moshe, thanks for being a part of the live, Moses. Shell is saying, Carla, were you there when Mistress Norton tell them not to go? I think you mean Mr. and the S probably jump in there by accident. Junie, thanks for tuning in. Big up yourself. Let me hear some more from this brother about his views on the recent revelations by the leader of the opposition before we move into some more headlines.
So, to see a company formed, I gotta repeat it again, 5 days, and pull billions, not millions, billions, thousands of millions in 5 days. I don't know what I'm doing. I clearly not doing something right. Clearly not doing something right.
Is doing the tailoring and the seamstress affected by what's going on with the power outage, a steady blackout, so people can't get their school closed. I'm telling you, here what the tailor highlighting right here about what's going on with his situations that he's facing.
Hey, good afternoon, people. It's your tailor here. You see what is going on right now? Blackout.
I telling you, passing down, next shutting down. So
we're now getting sustainable and reliable electricity. So for all those who were supposed to get this stuff the first week, from my end, sewing for school closing, so we're in the second week, and it's difficult to deliver. So don't beat your tailor. Don't cuss me out. I want you to be, I want you to have understanding. I know one thing with Guyanese people, we don't play with these children and their school closed. We don't even get sometimes the job we require. You understand? But one thing with GT people, I say Guyanese people, we don't joke with children and their school closed. We send children to school. But I just want you to have some understanding. All right, the light has been on and off in Linden here, in Mackenzie and Wisma. We know sometime years ago you would get blackout in Wisma and not Mackenzie. Sometime Mackenzie's getting it more than Wisma right now. So I'm asking you to have some understanding, because if you tell somebody the 15th, they don't study. Sometimes people don't study that. Although you tell them the 15th, how many hours have been subtracted from that date. All right? So please get some understanding and let's just cooperate. Right? I don't know what we're going to do, right? About the entire, what was it? I'm lost for word because I have a lot of things in my mind, but I'm kind of holding back. You know what I mean? Right? But for who it may concern, we got to get this thing right. We got to get this right. Guyana has enough money to fix most of the problems we have. It seems like it's a lack of implementation. This is not long time that we had to go farther field to get work and stuff. Guyanese we have money. We have a lot of money. So whoever that has the power and the resource, let's fix this. We're all Linden, we're all Guyanese, we're all men made equal. 6 people. You understand? Let's get this here right.
It's about time we get it right. Can't be living like that in 2026 with $1 trillion budget. Unity or else is more the same. That's all I'm saying. Without unity in the opposition and without unity amongst persons in the country is the same thing. Unity or else. More the same. Divide and rule and make you a fool. Right? Because the leader of the opposition and the team was out highlighting the fact that a lot of the places is off the grid. So how come they still blaming them for the blackout? As we now go on the ground with the VPAC team, because they're out and about highlighting this about what's going on with the people in Guyana. Delta9 travelers, if you haven't already, please and thank you, ladies and gentlemen, take a couple of seconds to thumbs up this live presentation. That's your contribution to the international digital connection. One love every time to everyone tuned in.
No matter where in the world, we love Guyana. What are your colors? How do you represent? I love Guyana. Order yours today. We ship worldwide. Delta9 Media.
One love, one people, the mission complete. One love, one flag, one nation, right? Under the stars, divine presence in the sky. Unity, no war, let the children thrive. Power to the people, we keep hope alive.
100% wild-crafted sea moss. Only the best, because you deserve nothing less. 8 Butterfly.
Yourself. Grandmother in? Yeah, actually she was there.
Guys, victimization is reconnecting. Oh. All right, guys. So, moms, explain to me what they're telling you about bulldozing the property and what you think you have to do. Wednesday? Uh-huh.
But I tell them, I'm not coming out to this place where the bulldoze me inside. Because I got to do better. I'm from the British time to me.
You were a teacher?
Yeah, I was a teacher. I was kindergarten children. I helped out to them. Oh my God. It's years ago.
And what's been your experience with housing? Did you apply for housing at any point or you ever given?
Right? I love this.
Oh, okay. Uh-huh.
I apply and I get a land in Monrepo, but there's no facility, how to go in, how to come out.
Make sure I catch your voice at least, yeah.
You know, nobody to help you out.
Nobody did to help.
No man to help me for do nothing.
And everybody
we need assistance.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. For the $6,000 nothing up to now. Year and nothing.
So when they promise you this cash grant?
Not,
none of them you can get?
I got one for one. But this one you ain't get nothing.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't get nothing. He said what Christmas time, he said $200,000 everybody. If you have beer, if you have sales, you have a wonderful Christmas. Really, have a wonderful Christmas. Oh, we had lovely turkey and chicken and all kinds of on the table.
Hey, tell you. People ain't forgetting them statements that was made.
But you didn't get no cash grant.
Up to now, we get nothing. I still waiting, you know.
But we got no man around, we persist with this house, say it's a move in. When we got it back there, if me mother gets sick, me know she coming out.
There's no public transportation.
No public transportation.
Let me tell you something.
What gonna happen with she?
Other pieces and how they swim in the water. And I got anywhere I wash my everything's water.
No water.
Water. I swim in all day. 2 fish swimming. Other pieces sank.
Your Pisces, yes. March born.
Yes, so the March born. And a lot of water. Water's got there. And if I don't get up, No dice with me.
And you were telling me about the pension earlier. That is how much you getting right now?
46,000.
46,000. How is that doing for you in a month? What could you do with 46,000?
I get the stock books out in the hand, buy 2 things in the market.
So that's a question. Did they offer to render any like monetary assistance to you guys when it comes to this movement process?
Well, she know, but they what is that?
They said that they're helping you with they assisting you with the moving. Are they building any structure for you over there?
All you need to do is get you off of here and leave you. Now when you get me off of here, me what's go up so now.
Nobody to build back.
Nobody to build back nothing.
No, there's no
materials to get
thief.
Yeah.
Which a lot of persons are complaining about.
Plus you done nail up thing you had
facilities in the place. Nothing.
There's no
drainage, no proper drainage, you got electricity and water there?
Nothing.
No water, no electricity.
I ain't got no more money left back now. Me money gone. I ain't got no more money left back. I ain't got no money.
And imagine you're a teacher for this nation, educating this nation. This is how they're treating you.
Yes, nobody cares.
Wow. And I see they've been breaking down houses along the path down here. When did they come and threaten you that they're gonna bulldoze your property?
Every day they threaten them.
Every day they tell you. Every day they come in the place.
Oh really?
Every day. They tell you can't leave your place and say you're gone. You gotta let somebody
work, nothing, you're gone away.
So say that again, explain so people understand.
So people are afraid to even leave their places and go to work just to get a basic income, because if you leave your place, you're afraid that when you come back, you have nowhere to go, and you got.
Jeez, y'all hear how people living? Y'all hear what's going on the ground in one of the wealthiest nations in the world, Delta9 travelers. If you left your house and you come back, your house could be flat on the ground. This is putting people first. This can't be putting people first, man. You see what PA is highlighting? Most Nancy story make more sense than what they're trying to tell you right now. When it comes down to them and how they would have acquired their wealth. You understand? Big up yourself, PA. And thanks for dropping those insights in the comment section for us. As we analyze what's going on, you're hearing it directly from the brothers and sisters on the ground. Don't walk too far from your place, because you might come back and it might be on the ground. Every day you gotta live with that type of anxiety, right? How come they can't locate a place and give some type of assistance to these persons? Over and over again, we keep seeing this going on over and over again.
And they don't even care if you have children or anything staying in your building.
I had to send some kids away because I had my 2 cousins there with me. They had nowhere to go.
Greetings, we're on to Delta9 Media.
Work in the interior so that they can get places secure.
These guys just speak like a slave master them. You see? The thing is, putting people first. What type of people? That means that putting Chinese people first, you know. Yeah. Putting people first, meaning these people. You see? It's just like they said, one Guyana. They keep using that. It means one Guyana means days, one type of people, day people. If you want to tell me one Guyana, use the method of Guyana. One people, one nation, one destiny. Why they don't use that? You never see them use it in any case? You see? I keep telling the people that one Guyana, one Guyana, one Guyana. You want type of people here. And if people don't understand these things, what they mean when they say, people going to be laughing the word like trickery. You see? Now, you say you give people paper for land, and you're going to bulldoze them off for land. Why you don't allocate the land that they're living on and let us start paying the taxes?
Bro, there's the thing why wondering, how come every time is always got to break down, move off How come you can't just let the people them pay for the same place and make it easy on them and yourself so they ain't gonna move? Give them whatever grant they might need. Let them pay back for whatever they need to pay back for and let people live comfortable. And then they'll be able to now have a stronger workforce. They just hearing the brother saying sometimes people frightened for even go to work. Because if you go to work, you come back home, you gotta sleep on the road.
Yes. So my thing is, if you got all these guys that you give these paper for obtaining land, some people don't pay on it, but why is it you just say you don't have a land? We're gonna register this land in your name now, legally by the government, and you're gonna pay your rate of tax every year or every 6 months. How you want it?
Yeah.
You see? But and you don't. But then they're gonna keep getting the Guyanese them frustrated and they're gonna run out to them, and the foreigners they're gonna come in and take over because they're not gonna hold the foreigner anything from the West because they are not the citizens of Guyana. You see? These guys get this thing out, bro. And people gotta open their eyes. I keep telling them, use the third eye. Use the third eye. You see the black people, especially the elders, they need to wake up. Like that old lady, will come, let the president make you look stupid about 100,000 the roof and no adding on. What 100,000 she get? Let me see her. So I have to do couple repair at me house. I spend more than that for simple things.
We don't know this beer gaffing because it's no way.
I hear listening.
Yeah, man. One love.
Yeah, man. Right.
As we analyze some of the headlines, this is what persons are saying on the ground.
Yeah.
Bro. How old are they?
They just finished school and
young children,
I was trying to like things. I told them I said, well, listen, I get in the situation here. I know y'all was with me, but I can't let y'all be a part of these people. If they come today, tomorrow, and they break down this place, then none of us have nowhere to go. So I connected them with someone that could actually supply a roof over there while they're working and gaining something. Unlike myself, who can't move, because if I do move, I can't come back to nothing.
Wow.
And at least for them, when they want a place to rest their head, they could at least come and they could get somewhere to rest their head too.
When there's
Wow.
government needs somewhere to rest their head, they end up till by the Marriott. Right? They end up all over
the
the
boat. Somebody come from Northwest, you know, Port Tight to my same place, right? Bandit. Okay.
Yeah.
Now look at that about the drunk. They had the boat coming like the new boat coming 3 days before this happened. Because they put the boat, give the people the boat. All these people in there.
They would put the boat for going party.
Yes. Sort of the boat where the people get a dead family now.
They give the boat.
Mommy come from there.
For party.
For a party.
Somebody
Yeah.
could go
My grandma from there. We're from there. I'm reading a black.
Oh, really?
Yeah, my grandma's American black. My mother's American black and Chinese. And my father's Portuguese.
I really wish that they would do something for this elder and the other elders and the persons affected. Caneville, Sophia area, all of these different areas where they're having these hurdles with persons and people having an opportunity to have a place to live. How come, man? How come this is the thing over and over again? Hi, Sen. Thanks for being a part of this live presentation, plus being a loyal channel member. Big up yourself. Thanks for supporting independent media. Thanks for supporting Delta9 Media. As we continue to analyze what's going on, let's jump into the poll question and see what are the votes right now that are up on the poll. right? What person saying about this? The question of the day. We live right now, and we analyzing all of these details right here on Delta9 Media. Almost 1 year in, are you satisfied with the present government as a Guyanese? 85% is saying no. 15% is saying yes. What are your views, Delta9 travelers? Participate in the poll question. We live and we analyzing what's really going on. Hysen is saying this. It may seem like there is a lot of land. The truth is, those lands are already accounted for. People who have not yet arrived in the country as yet. A friend of a friend need a land somewhere. Ay, 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 ay. So they gotta move, says a friends and family kind of thing. Elder, youth, don't matter what's your ethnicity, if it's not part of the friends and family, your goose cook, it seems. It's sad. Almost 1 year in, are you satisfied with the present government as a Guyanese? 15% are saying yes. 85% is saying no. Rasta Empress is saying, this makes me want to cry. This is heartless. Yeah, it's real hard when you got to hear these kind of parameters and how persons really are living and telling you on the ground. If you see it and hear it directly from them, you could have said, oh, persons are just making up things or highlighting things because they might have a different perspective, right? Let we go. It's saying nothing for the average man. Telling you. It's crazy. Carlisle, thanks for tuning in. Carlisle is saying, I see 15% of the voters are being shallow-minded. Well, that's just their view. They might be satisfied with the present government. And they're entitled to their views, just like everybody else, right? 15% of the persons might be satisfied with what the government is doing for them. Sad to say, we're being treated like second-class citizens in our own country. Yeah, it's a real rough reality when we think about it, Lauren. A real rough reality, because every day we could highlight different situations and persons are dealing with hurdle after hurdle, oppression after this, fight down, all kind of unnecessaries. But right now, there's this drive that's going on. And let's hear from the Honorable MP. They have a big recruitment drive going on, and we gotta highlight it because persons might want to know about this.
It's the Ministry of Labor and Manpower Planning's recruitment drive. It's completely integrated, so all of our departments are here. We have the Board of Industrial Training, so if you're interested in attaining a skill, come down here. Of course, we have the Central Recruitment and Manpower Agency, so if you're looking for a job, if you're looking for employers, Starbuck Market is the place to be. And of course, we have labor or OSH department out here. We also have services like the Ministry of Health as well as NIS. So if you are looking to advance yourself, advance your academic prowess in terms of obtaining a skill, well, Starbuck Market is the place to be. Ms. Grant is the head of the Central Recruitment and Manpower Agency. What do you want to say to people who are looking on at this? What's going on here?
For persons who are looking, I want you to come down to the Starbuck Market area. Come, let us help you find that job. It may not be the job that you're looking for, but we can help you with that job that can take you along your career path.
I telling you, what about the little youth man who say he glad to go to work, but he can't go to work because if he come home back, your house might be broken down. They got a lot of persons that might be willing, but situations just don't permit. But nonetheless, recruitment drive down at the Starbrook for persons who are looking for opportunities, right? They down there and they providing them. Just gotta make sure that we highlight that. Well, guess what? The CCJ has been making its rounds in the headlines of recent, and these are some of the most recent details coming in.
Jamaican Senate President and King's Counsel Tom Tavares Finson said nothing less than a public inquiry is required to deal with the issues facing the CCJ. Tavares Finson issued a statement earlier today to the media warning Jamaica making any decisions to make the CCJ its final appellate court.
It would be extremely reckless for Jamaica to decide to join a court in which these interpersonal conflicts are raging and in which there is an allegation that panels are being struck to determine the outcome of cases. For Jamaica to even consider joining such a court would be extremely reckless.
For King's Counsel Tavares Finson, he said it would be unusual for a court not to have interpersonal conflicts. But the Jamaican Senate President says of all the issues raised, there's one which is troubling and must be treated seriously.
The issue concerns an allegation that panels have been struck with a view to determining the output of cases. And that to me is a very dangerous development if it is true. One of the judges indicated that he was to sit on a particular panel, a case of particular note and relevance to Jamaica, and he was removed from that panel.
The Sunday Express reported exclusively this week about a series of allegations of dictatorial tendencies in the running of the court, as well as allegations made by several judges of panel fixing and interfering with the outcome of cases purportedly by CCJ President Justice Winston Anderson.
I'm telling you, could you imagine? We're going on with all the cases and everything else connected to this.
Tonight, you gotta behave yourself. The Honorable, the Right Honorable Director of the best director of the EPA we ever had. Careful what you ask for. They overthrow Granger, you know, they overthrow him. And the court, the CCJ, take the jurisdiction that belonged to a court of appeal and overthrow Granger. Some of them who leak the email of the CCJ was part of the overthrow. Vince?
Yep.
The man who now getting crucified, perhaps rightly so, he wasn't part of the overthrow, you know.
Yep.
This story get plenty twists and turns, and I suppose that we have weaned our people on a kind of simplistic politics. So when we are faced with complex things with moving parts, it's hell to get them. Hell to get our people. Go ahead, talk to me.
Yeah, I agree. Anyway, welcome to our Friday night audience again. I was sitting there and enjoying everything you said here, Doc. You know, you said something that is very telling, and I thought to be the quote, not only of the day and the night, but that everybody need to keep in their heads. They, meaning the PPP, they have determined that nothing you do that is conventional will be respected. They're laughing at it. I saw a headline today, which was also very, very, very telling. And the headline was the politics. What is it? I made a, the PPP has engaged in the politics of distraction. You touched on it there. Who remembers those 20 young ladies that died at Madio? Who remembers Adriana? Who remembers the farm? So this MV Barimo, this too shall pass. And you touch on exactly what is going on in Guyana in terms of our responses to these type of things. We have protests, something occurs. You know what the PPP is saying? They're sitting back and say, hey, they're having their wine or whatever it is. Hey, hell, this is just gonna last for a little while. Nobody's gonna remember this. And so they're going out there with their outreaches, and the people are not even remembering. You remember they had an outreach in Tiger Bay to do the same thing, to have a model, whatever they call it, a model district. What happened to that? Which is the same thing. And you touch on some I'm telling you, I wish that people would take note of what you say.
We definitely taking note that
black people, they're using black people against they're rejoicing. When I look at that Linden, even the Linden protest, did you recognize even when the group, the protest group was at the bottom of the stair at the Watuka house? Did you notice on the step, all of those folks who were in red adornment, T-shirts and everything else? Did you see one single Indian person? Did you see an Indian person come out at Melanie and confront the group? Guess who was sent out to confront the group? And so the conversation changed now to these two black men up in the face of each other. No, you were.
I'm telling you, ambush in the night planned by society, right? So you and your brother gotta fight against one another just to survive. Crazy when we think about it. But guess what's going on right now internationally? For those that don't realize just how good you're there and how beautiful it is to be a part of a country with 365 days of summer, some of the best food in the world, one of the wealthiest nations in the world, no matter because the present persons that they're in power are creating all kind of havoc and oppression for people all over the place. You just got to get the right governance in place, because it does not pay right now. The grass is not greener on the other side of the pasture, at least not right now, with what's going on internationally with ICE and all the other hurdles. If you choose to become a migrant in any of these so-called first world countries, Canada, England, US, listen to what's going on right now, coming in from Mr. Baldio.
Complaining that they're scared about the ICE raids. ICE picked up a lot of people on Liberty. Some of my clients, some of the bars are complaining people don't want to go and buy a drink inside anymore. What is your thoughts? What are your thoughts about that? And what do you think people should do? Like, you think you should be scared?
Well, not scared, but be aware of your rights and be careful how you move. Don't be loitering. Don't be from the public if you're not a documented citizen. Walk with your ID. Walk with your citizenship. Walk with whatever country's passport you have. Walk with a copy of your driver's license. That way you'll avoid being arrested. You don't have to say anything. If somebody comes and asks you if you're undocumented, you don't have to answer. You have a right to remain silent and walk away. Go away from that, because you don't have to be there. You don't have to put yourself in harm's way. If you're stopped in the road, you don't have to answer. Tell them you want a lawyer. You have a right to remain silent. Also, if you shouldn't be in the rum shop if you have a fare. I'm not saying you can't drink. It's better you drink at home. You just can't come and break down your door and come into your home. That's illegal. They can't do it. Home is a castle. You're safer at home than in a rum shop. If, however, you're in a restaurant and you're a restaurant worker, this is for the businesses. ICE cannot come into your restaurants and arrest you. They can't come beyond the counter. They can't come into the workers area. That is like restricted area. That is out the box for ICE. So invoke.
I'm telling you, ICE got the streets in New York hot in the summertime. ICE. I'm telling you, ain't that ironic? Hysen is saying, Delta, I'm grateful that you have highlighted this episode with Dr. Hines and Dr. Vincent Adams. Yeah, that episode was so impactful. And it came out, and I don't think a lot of persons viewed it. But listen, whenever them two doctors come together and do a presentation, there's usually so much very, very important information that they would usually cover. So I usually analyze it and present it so that a wider audience could get to analyze what the doctors are really highlighting. God, it has made some powerful diagnosis, I'm telling you. Big up yourself, Hysen. 15% of the PPP sycophants and the soup drinkers, I tell you, like the notorious James, 15% will vote for PPP regardless. I'm telling you, it's crazy. It's crazy when we think about it. But there's some of what Dr. Baldillo is highlighting about the regular procedure that you should take if approached by ICE. Well, guess what? Even more things is going on with immigration internationally that I gotta highlight right here on this international digital connection. This is what's taking place right now too.
The arrests and unsealing of an indictment out of the Southern District of New York, charging 11 individuals for allegedly overseeing an extensive, decade-long marriage fraud scheme involving more than 1,000 sham marriages between Chinese nationals and United States citizens, and then the submission of fraudulent applications for green cards. This is one of the largest marriage fraud prosecutions in United States history. This scheme was not a quick fly-by-night operation, but rather a years-long, multi-million-dollar cottage industry to criminally assist people who would not, or legally could not, otherwise become citizens of the United States. The men and women who facilitated this scheme were all naturalized citizens originally from China and one green card holder. Under President Trump's leadership, the Department of Justice is working alongside our partners at DHS to secure the border and protect American communities, something that was ignored during the last administration. Not only are we protecting our physical borders from unlawful crossings, but we are also preventing immigration fraud schemes that are just another way to skirt the immigration laws of the United States. As alleged, some of the charged defendants acted as facilitators who orchestrated the marriage fraud scheme, pairing foreign nationals seeking immigration status with United States citizens willing to participate and engage in a sham marriage. These facilitators employed attorneys, tax preparers, and marriage officiants. Some of the other charged defendants acted as recruiters by finding and recruiting United States citizens to participate in the scheme, and other defendants acted as officiants, officiating dozens of these alleged fake marriages. Now, the way that this scheme allegedly worked is the facilitators used social media and other forms of advertising to market fraudulent immigration services to foreign nationals, primarily from China, and Chinese nationals would pay these facilitators as much as $100,000 for assistance in obtaining a marriage, which then allowed them to apply for a green card. The facilitators also paid willing U.S. citizens as much as $30,000 to engage in the sham marriage with the foreign national. Now, often after these phony ceremonies, defendants would stage images of families at restaurants to create the appearance of a legitimate wedding. And some of the defendants also facilitated sham marriages overseas in China. After the marriages took place, the actual ceremony, the then married couples would visit a local office affiliated with the scheme, sign forms for submission to the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, learn about the USCIS interview process to apply for a green card, and then execute prenuptial agreements, which, not surprisingly, given the allegation these were sham marriages, waived their rights to share in the other's estate upon death, child support, and other claims in marital property. One prenuptial.
So everything is getting tightened up, right? As we can hear, for persons who are local and international, this is some of the most recent developments with what's going on with immigration. We hear some more.
Today, a federal judge took the final step in allowing the Trump administration to end TPS for more than 300,000 Haitians living here in the U.S. And that means they're likely to lose their jobs and be at risk of deportation to a country the U.S. says remains too dangerous for U.S. citizens to visit. Thank you for joining us here on 10 TV News at 11 and on the stream. I'm Yolanda Harris.
And I'm Jeff Hogan. This is a story we've been covering for months. The judge who made the decision today is the same one whose ruling to keep TPS in place was reversed by the U.S. Supreme Court in June.
Well, today we're learning some Haitians in Springfield are being called into ICE offices to be fitted with ankle monitors. 10 TV's Libby Cathy spoke to a Haitian advocate in Springfield about what it means for families here in Ohio and is outside the State House tonight. Libby?
Yolanda, Jeff, that advocate tells me that Haitians are being outfitted with those ankle monitors after checking in at immigration field offices in Westerville and in Blue Ash outside of Cincinnati. And today, Homeland Security Secretary Markwayne Mullin asked about expiring TPS, said, quote, "We're going after them right now."
We are becoming more vulnerable. We can be picked up anytime, anywhere.
Tonight, as a federal judge rules temporary protected status for Haitians is no longer in effect, many in Ohio now facing mandatory immigration check-ins.
Very uncertain about the future and a lot of anxiety as well and stress.
Viles Dorsonville runs the Haitian Support Center in Springfield, home to an estimated 15,000 Haitians. He says since late July, hundreds have received letters requiring them to report to ICE field offices, and many return wearing GPS ankle monitors.
After interviewing them, they put that ankle monitor on them. I think that it is so humiliating. Some parents do not want their kids to see them with that ankle monitor on, but they have to deal with it.
Dorsonville says he believes a large number of Haitian households in Springfield now have someone wearing a device.
Because
telling you, ankle monitor, like if you're there on house arrest so that persons can know your location, all because of immigration. I'm telling you, Delta9 travelers, is a serious time. Serious times right now, you know. In the US and around the world. Big up to all the travelers live with us right now. Almost 1 year in. Right? And we're asking the question, are you satisfied with the present government as a Guyanese? 84% is saying no. 16% is saying yes. They are satisfied with the present government. What are your views, Delta9 travelers? Participate in the live poll question that is up on this international digital connection as we continue to analyze all of these very important and trending headlines, right? Big up to all of those live with us right now. If you haven't already, ladies and gentlemen, take a couple of seconds and thumbs up the live. Costs you nothing.
The U.S. Embassy just released this. U.S. visa renewal applicants with prior U.S. medical care must show proof of paid bills. U.S. Embassy. Persons seeking a renewal of their U.S. visas who would have received medical treatment in the United States in the past, including for the birth of a child, must submit evidence that all medical bills from the treatment have been paid in full and that they did not use the U.S. public insurance programs such as Medicaid to cover the costs of care.
I'm telling you, so if you didn't pay off your bill, you can't get your passport renewed. Another development that's going to cause a lot of immigration problems for persons because some of them bill is be high, buddy, because you could get 15,000 or more in medical bills just from one visit, depending on where your ailment is and the type of treatment that they have to administer. So if you haven't paid off, your passport cannot be renewed. Different hurdles, different times. I'm telling you, there's one thing that persons should continue to realize. Being an immigrant is not nothing easy, right? That's why you got to make sure that the country is being run by right-thinking persons so you can be comfortable in your own home country, one of the wealthiest countries in the world. Why the infrastructure can be developed, why the country can be more comfortable for persons that are living there. Big up to all the travelers live with us right now. The flight would have landed right here on Delta9 Media. We've been live right now for almost 2 hours and 15 minutes. We don't want to make these live presentations too long, so we try to keep them between 2 hours and 2.5 hours so that persons rewatching it can still enjoy the presentation and it wouldn't be that lengthy of a watch time. Right? Big up all of those that can catch this live in the rewind in the future. Thanks for spending some time with us right here on Delta9 Media. Make sure that you thumbs up the live. It costs you nothing. Hit the thumbs up button on your way in or on your way out so that everything that we upload, you get a notification about it, because you are the ones that make this platform what it is. This is for the people, by the people. Delta9 Media. One love to all of the frequent travelers live with us. Everyone who's traveling with us for the first time, big up yourself. Big up to all the moderators, all the channel members, every single person in the chat right now that took time out to comment, everybody that took time out to call in. One love every single time. I'll catch you in the next live presentation. In the AM, 8 a.m. in the Rising. One love. Salute.
100% wild-crafted sea moss. Only the best, 'cause you deserve nothing less. 8 Butterfly.